Well, good afternoon, class. Good to have you back on board with us tonight, and thank you for your staying with the class so many weeks as we're into it. This is week number 4 in a 7-part series, which will turn into a 12-part series. So y'all are halfway through your first opportunity to win graduation certificates. I want to congratulate you. Our topic tonight is maybe the most critical sales management type topic in the whole class and in the whole world of entrepreneurship. And what tonight is going to be all about is how to find customers. The answer to that is very easy. We help them find you, and that's going to take a plan to bring those customers in. Well, it said you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. That's probably true. But I want to tell you, after 64 years in business, you can bring the customer to your location, and you can do everything like putting his head right down in the trough if it was a horse. And if you do certain things right, and if they have the money to make it work, and you've got the plan and the salesmanship and some negotiating room, then you probably are going to be able to get a sale out of the deal and create positive cash flow. I believe that. I work with it every day with my customers. Some day it works really well, some days not so good, but that is entrepreneurship. So we'll be diving right into it tonight. Anyone that's new, my name is Steve Carver. I'm talking to you from my home office studio at Dunn, North Carolina. I'd like to invite y'all to log in on the chat board with your name and your email address and your hometown. That really helps us with our record keeping. I'll be doing talking tonight and basically giving you lots and lots of tips, strategies, free advice. I'm not a lawyer or an accountant, so everything I'm telling to you is just offered in goodwill and best wishes. And anytime you get ready to make an important decision for your financial security or your business, I always suggest that you go and find some second or third opinions just to make sure that you feel good about the way you're heading if you're on a new path. And entrepreneurship for a lot of us is a brand new path. We are sponsored tonight by the Small Business Center at James Brunt Community College in Kenansville, North Carolina. John Hardison is the director there, and he is a CPA and a very good businessman too. So a place that you can add to your list of getting good advice, mentorship, lots of information about how to help your business go strong is right at the Small Business Center. So, and John, we look forward to your call. Please stay in touch with him. His office is over in Warsaw, North Carolina, not far from Kenansville, I guess about 8 miles, on Penny Road. Got a very nice private office there, and I'm sure he would enjoy you coming by. I thank you all for coming on board. Again, use that chat button. I've got all the microphones muted right now. And so use your chat to ask questions and request study guides. At the end of the presentation, we'll turn everybody's mic back on, and you are welcome to turn your video on as well if you'd like. Tonight you were emailed, hopefully, a lot of information. The study guide is number 1022. That's the main talking points that we'll use for the slides tonight. I am recording, and we'll send you a video recording of our presentation tonight. And I'll say this very seriously, this particular program is going to be really jam-packed with items that you're going to want to remember so that you can go back to them and make sure you're putting them in play. This presentation tonight is one that's going to be so full of helpful information that you definitely, if you can, you want to come back tomorrow night and take it in again, because it really needs to sink in. This presentation is the one that you'll come back next year and the year after, because I update and change this to what's new and what may fit the situation even better. So we've got lots of new people coming on. Look forward to working with you. Included in your handouts tonight are the 40 drill skills, with in-depth discussion about search engine optimization, the internet graphic, the mission, vision, and promise statements, how to do them, more information on DBAs, and just a little something that's hot on the internet these days about if your ship doesn't come in. We're halfway through the program now, and you're halfway through your opportunities to start saving and gaining information. Your primary homework assignments to qualify you for your completion and graduation certificates are listed here. Lots and lots of you are doing a great job with them and staying in touch with me, and I really do appreciate it. If there's any of these requirements that you can't meet for one reason or another, I understand that. And I'm not offering this deal as a take it or leave it judgment. If you have something going on that's keeping you from completing one of these assignments to get your graduation certificate, you let me know and we'll work through it some way. But if you basically attend 4 out of the first 7 or 4 of the 7 presentations, you'll qualify for a completion certificate from the community college. Doing the homework and always is the graduation certificate requirements and entering into the Academy of Entrepreneur and Associates. So I'm really looking forward for lots of you joining the group. Get some water. Each week, some of you are staying in touch with me and asking questions, and I use what you're sending to me to help teach the class, because if you have a question that's on your mind, it's probably on some others too. So I use that all the way. I'm using these lessons to be assertive and to help motivate you and encourage you, to let you know that other people are making this journey and making things happen, so we all can see it do it. I was so pleased last Friday to be in Clinton with Denise at her grand opening of her new business, which is the historic Harriet House. At 3 o'clock, she had a big crowd there, and I understand people were coming well on into late Friday afternoon. And on Saturday, based on what I saw on Facebook, it looks like they hosted a wedding there, so they had their first moneymaker right at the house the next day after the grand opening. It is a very beautiful home. If you're ever in downtown Clinton, find it and check it out. They got it there. It is a part of the National Registry of Historic Places. She proudly had her gold frame out there showing that, and I was glad to take a picture of it. Had a big crowd, really good refreshments. This is standing in the foyer. Look at that beautiful staircase going up the back, paintings and wall hangings, and the furniture and the floors and everything's just elegant, just unbelievable. Good crowd of people there. The grand opening was actually sponsored by the Clinton Chamber of Commerce, and so had a lot of chamber members there to see the event. Renee really had a lot of good ideas. She was handing out, I'm holding up in front of the camera here, postcards, size promotions, and this is a good idea that all of us could do. It serves as a brochure and also a reminder of what's going on. I really like the idea that she had the QR codes on them, one that links it to Facebook and the other linked it to one of the other social media. So it was a really good idea to have these little greeting cards, and talked about the different things that you can do there: wedding, showers, meetings, and dinners, phone number, and how to get in touch with them. So it was a really great idea, Renee, and I think a lot of us might want to consider having some of those printed up as well. So again, congratulations to the historic Herring House. Renee attended our Academy series last year, and I got a lot of good ideas for how to make it happen. So I was really proud of what she did. Amanda's been in touch with us this week and talking about her hopes to open up a bakery down in the Wallace, Chicopee area. She shared with us her 5 profit centers that she's thinking about: cakes and cupcakes and doggy cookies and wedding cakes and events and function catering. That is a good plan, Amanda. I'm glad to see the way you got it worked out. Last year, I was able to send to Amanda several Facebook sites and websites of Academy members who have come down the path and have started their own bakery business or in desserts business. So I was able to share with her a lot of good ideas. And to do that, she got a really good mission, vision, and promise statement started. Very good start. I would mention that she said that she was going to provide fresh home baked goods. Every time you have a place in a sentence that you can put in a good adjective or a good bell ringer buzzword, you want to take advantage of that. So I'd recommend to Amanda she might want to revisit there, and instead of just saying provide fresh home baked goods, you might want to throw in the word delicious or hard to find or traditionally wonderful. Put in some flowers, put in some glory, put in some adjectives there that makes it seem really special. This is a place in your mission, vision, and promise that you don't want to be mediocre. You don't want to be average. You want to make a commitment to yourself and to your potential customers that you are going to make it really something special. It's that something special that is the reason people are going to want to do business with you. So, and in these statements is where you make that happen. I really like the way she mentioned that she was offering an alternative because people are looking for that. And really a good bell ringer was that she plans to treat each customer as if they were family. That's great words, nothing flowery, nothing flamboyant about it, but it sends the exact message that you want to do because people are after home cooking and they like to be treated as family. So I think that was a really good start, Amanda. So keep up the good work. Sent to her a bunch of ideas that she might want to do. She was off to a great start. I did want her to go ahead and get some photos taken. I needed her mailing address. I'd like to see her go ahead and get on Facebook, and then gave her, here's these addresses I was talking about. Excuse me. I was able to give her lots of places that she could go look and see what some other people are doing in her business, use their ideas to help her get started. So it's a great deal. Also, last semester, Julia Walters over in the Monroe area, she's already doing dog treats in her kitchen and doing real well with it. There may be as much money in having desserts for the dogs as there are for the people. And there's certainly a lot less regulations you have to worry about, but she's got her website up and running where she's selling dog treats. I bought some of these, and our dog Otis really loved one kind. The other kind he didn't like, but our neighbor's dog loved it. So, you know, dogs and cats have peculiar appetites as well. But Julia's got a good business started with dog treats. And so, Amanda, you might be able to just follow some of her ideas there and do well as too. Felicia was in touch with me this week, pursuing her ideas to keep her family going, as was Tamika. Glad to hear from y'all. If y'all are in touch with me during the week and sharing ideas, then I'll use you in this segment of the presentation. Tamika is still working on her videos and got some really good things started, and certainly do appreciate what you're doing and wishing you the very, very best of luck. So pleased to do it. One thing Tamika sent me was a new business card that she had created this past week, and that really looks good. I'm proud of you for doing that. Remember, on your business cards, this is the place that you can put in lots of information. You can jam pack it with information, just as Renee had done on her card here. Put in a lot of information. Tamika, you might next time you revisit your business card and make changes on it, figure out a way to get some photographs on it. Talk about your profit centers. Make sure you got your email address on there, or and such as that. And I see you've got that, and maybe links that you could do. The idea with the QR code now, more and more people are using these codes and you can put those on your business card real easy. So what does that do for you? If your QR code is on your business card, someone can take their telephone, it's like I'm holding here, can take their telephone, zoom in on it, lock it in, and then their telephone will carry them right straight to your website. That is a good way to help people find you. A very good way about tonight's topic. So I'll mention that. And you know what I need to do that I've never put a QR code on my telephone is on my business card. I've used them in a lot of my ads, but picking up on Renee's work, I'm going to do that as well. So I'll challenge you all to join me. Let's figure out a way to get our QR codes on our business cards and send me a copy of it. Ed and Caesar and Marcos are really busy with their contracting business. They're with us tonight, staying in touch, so I'm looking forward to doing it. Give me just a moment here. I think Monique's got her hand up. I'm going to see if I can work with that. Hey, Monique, you got something?
Yes, hi. We were just wondering if you're sharing your screen with us.
Whoa! Well, I sure hope so. I am.
No, we're not able to see it.
Well, thank you for letting me know.
No problem.
Tell me if it comes up.
Can you do me a favor? What you about to do? Go back down to the bottom.
Can you see it now?
You mind putting some clean water in here?
Yes, it's up now. Thank you.
All right, stay with me. Is it moving?
Yeah, we're going to have to ask that other guy because my keys on.
Yes, it's moving.
All right, thank you so much. And I am so sorry.
I didn't. That water was already in there.
Well, I got the mics on. Anyone else have a question? Okay, I'll mute the mics again. Thank you again, Monique. Okay, so Ed and Caesar are with us tonight, and Marcos are working on their construction business where they're flipping houses and other things. It's just been a great event. I'm not going to go back to the slides. I'm so sorry that I didn't have the screen sharing on. I thought I did. But I will pick them back up tomorrow night, and they will be in the recording for you. So we're going to talk about Vanessa now. We've had quite a bit of conversation with Vanessa this week. She is wide open on getting her business up and running. I'm so proud and happy for her and looking forward to working with her a lot. She's got a favorite band group that she's would like to use some of their music or at least get some videos out where she's getting the job done. So when you're making your videos, if you're doing it on your phone, those files are usually called MP4 files. And if it's over about 10 or 15 seconds long, it'll be too large to email. But that's okay because you can still transfer that MP4 file to your Google Drive on your telephone and email it to me that way. Google Drive will package it. It has to download into Drive, and then it can send it to me very quickly. So if you don't know how to convert your MP4 file to a YouTube file, which is very easy to do, you can send it to me by Google Drive. Now, I'll talk a little bit later about the YouTube channel, but when you're making your commercials and you want to use background music or clips from other videos or insert messages, if that music or images are trademark or belong to someone else, you need to get permission to use them. You can make some changes or change them around somewhat, so you don't have to do that. So talk to me about it. What wants you to get in trouble as you start making your videos. I use a lot of information. I have customers make a lot of videos for me, and then I use clips out of it. I shared some of those with you this week. So don't be afraid to do it. We just figure out a way to make it work. But I want to tell you that most of you, and I've already seen that from most of you, are very familiar and feel good about computer stuff and working with the computer and software. And it is not rocket science for you to be able to master YouTube for yourself in your commercials without spending any real money whatsoever. So I want to encourage you just to go to the YouTube channel, get your own account, and then go to the YouTube website, get your own account, get your own channel. Your YouTube channel is a free website for you and very, very powerful. You can look at mine all the time you want to. When I send you a YouTube, you can check out all the YouTubes that I've done. But there at the YouTube channel, they will teach you how to make videos at your channel. They'll show you how to edit and how to make money. I hear a lot of people referring to YouTube as a university on about every subject you can think of, and it's really true. The people that help me, my visual associates, are two young ladies right out of college. They're very handy with social media and also with YouTube, and it can just do some amazing work. That is a good skill for you to have yourself. I'm paying other people to do that for me because I've told myself I just don't have time to take on this new set of skills. At some point, if it becomes too expensive for me, I'll try to see if I can find time. But right now, people that know what they're doing can do it very quickly, and it doesn't cost very much money at all. So up where you're searching, either on Google or go to youtube.com and just type in Create YouTube Channel 2023, and this screen will come up. And this is a very, very wonderful tutorial that takes you from A to Z on how to get in the YouTube business, so to speak. And then once you're getting good at it and you build up a good plan, then there's a possibility you can just make money, or what they say, monetizing your YouTube presentations in such a way that people will pay you to watch them. So just go to Create YouTube Channel if you're interested in doing your own work. Your video introductions are critical. So important for you to start introducing yourself to people on the internet. So I'm really encouraging y'all to jump in that way. Ed and Caesar have already mentioned they're getting ready to do it, and I know that 3 or 4 of you are working in that direction, and we'll help you as much as that we can. I want your business up here. I want you sending me information with the new things that you're doing so I can show you how to help promote your business, and we'll be glad to do it. Now, again, I remind you that I'm not trying to step on your toes. I'm just trying to encourage you and motivate you to move forward and to look at what other people are doing and know that you can do it too. Your job is to find the endurance to stay with it, because you've got to stay in the game if you're going to be an entrepreneur. Staying in the game. Now, to stay in power, I hadn't mentioned this before, but I would like for you to just take a deep breath, get your notepad out, and make a really simple note, something that needs to be remembered as you plan your businesses in the future. And tonight I'm going to give you lots and lots of things to consider, but I wanted to put this up here up front and take a special moment for it. I've encouraged you to have lots of profit centers. And the mix that you do with that profit center needs to be more than just the new customers and the repeat business and the big ticket items. There's another factor that has to be played in here for staying power. What I mean by staying power, staying in business a long time, sustainability. When we're shopping, you and I, when we're shopping in the rest of the world, there's basically 2 different things that we're after. We're after what we want, what we'd like to have, and we're also after things that we need. The things that we need will bring customers back time after time after time if you establish a pattern of providing a product or a service that people need. Your chances of sustaining through good and bad times are a lot better because it's what people need. In other words, whether times are good or bad, well, people are going to eat. People don't have wood for their stoves. People don't buy parts for their car. People don't get this and that. People don't have birthday parties. There's a lot of things that people need, and then there's things that people want. Generally, you can make more money and profits on the things that people want. So the things that people need will generally, or it's a good idea for them to be, you use those items to bring in new customers. Because if it's things people need, they're going to shop around. So use those type of items as your traffic builders and to bring new customers in. But if it's something they need, it will also be a repeat business type profit center for you. So as we move forward tonight, always keep that in mind and look at your profit centers, the things that you're doing, and think about, is this something people want or something they need? Now, what do we need to know now about bringing in customers? The 40 drill skills, the 27 times rule, raving fan customers, the mobile web pages, my Google business account, landing pages, testimonials, YouTube videos, and that magic marketing moment. That's things we've talked about in the past, and we'll continue to review those because it's part of our DNA as a successful entrepreneur. Back to the 40 drill skills, we've already covered quite a few. We're going to cover some new ones tonight. Number 17, what is positive cash flow? This is what we did last week, a negative cash flow. Let's do not have take it or leave it messaging. No, we want to give the customers something to talk about. Let's negotiate. The 3 times rule is a good rule to start with. And tonight I'm going to show you some merchandising that people do that they're using the 2 times rule. But the 3 times rule is a good place to start. The 27 times rule teaches us that we have to keep our small ads running all the time so that when we run big ads, it just doesn't cost us so much. Yes, if, no, but negotiation keeps the people talking. We need to keep the lessons coming in. Our mobile page is our most important page, and our landing pages are the second most important pages. And we're really going to jump on those tonight. What brings customers back? Customer service, 40%, hospitality, 60%. Now, week 4, these are brand new. When closing a sale, we all must learn how to send and to read nonverbal communications. Lots of times it's what we don't say is more important than what you do say, and the same when we're listening to our customer. Now in week 6, we're going to jump on this big time. What motivates other people? It's an assertive person. And you as an entrepreneur owning your own business, you will have to be somewhat assertive in your personal actions and in your marketing and advertising to motivate people. So don't think that being assertive is a bad thing. It's a very necessary thing for most entrepreneurs. In week 7, we're going to talk about taxes, but I'm going to lay it on the table now to give you something to think about. Which is a good thing, tax avoidance or tax evasion? I want you to know that tax avoidance is a good thing. Tax avoidance is a good thing because that'll help keep you in business. There's a lot of different things that you need to know how to avoid paying taxes. I do not want you to participate in tax evasions because that is illegal and will get you in trouble. In week 7, we'll study on that. It don't make any difference how many times you get knocked down as an entrepreneur. What really counts is being able to get back up and stay in the game with a positive attitude. Because in this game, winning the race means staying in the game. Remember that we said a customer has to see your presentations 9 times before they'll do a significant amount of business with you. That means you're basically getting knocked down 8 times, so you got to get back up. But the key I'm going to say is you get better and better at it. And it's sometimes what felt like you were getting knocked down when you're first getting started, it's just a bump in the road after you get some experience. Is your legacy going to be that of a taker or a giver? A taker or a giver? How are you going to be known? How will you be considered in the neighborhood with your customer base? Because those raving fan customers are going to spread the word if you're a really good person and treat your customers right, if you're a giver. So let's find the ways that we can do that and make it big. And when you're being the best person you can be and lighting your candle to help others, then you're helping your business along as well. And what did we say last week was the magic marketing moment? That's when after you have done the deal, you follow up with the customer to make sure they're 100% satisfied. And that's when you ask the questions to learn more about their next planned purchases or people they know that are in the market. The information they can give to you at that magic marketing moment is how you can plan your sales for the future, and you will know that something's coming up. Doing the Golden Goose marketing campaign, as we talked about it last week, and making sure you follow up is the way that you can relax, because you've got a marketing plan that's going to keep those customers coming back if you stay with it. Add videos, add videos, add videos. We're going to keep saying that because it is so very, very important. Remembering the 27 times rule is going to be very, very important to you, because it will help you spend a lot less money to make a lot more money. The 27 times rule is going to show you how to have an advertising and marketing campaign that you can blend your expensive ads in with your inexpensive ads and save probably 2/3 to 75% of your money. But the 27 times rule can be blown away, just blown away with a raving fan customer. That's all it takes. If we spend our time focusing on one customer at a time and making sure that they know how much you appreciate your business, it will bring great big dividends back to you. And how do we make the raving fan customers? We say to them two things. What is it? I'm going to do all I can to see that you're 100% satisfied, and you're going to be so pleased that you'll want to send your friends and family back to us. It works. It'll make it happen. So there's our review. Let's go into some other things. This week I sent you a lot of emails. I have no apology for sending you a lot of emails, because it's the least expensive way that I can stay in touch with you, my customer. It's the least expensive and effective way that you can stay in touch with your customers as well. So look at the training emails that I sent to you. Lots of good information in there. I'll show you how to do a lot of stuff in the letters and quotations that I sent. It's not a waste of time. So if you get a chance to look them over and absorb them, it will do you some good. I sent you product selling information that shows you how we put movies and inserts and voiceover screens, using my old ugly face and what I'm selling. You can do the same thing with your videos. My girls with basic YouTube knowledge was able to do it. And if you go back to that YouTube channel, there's nothing that our people have done for my videos that you can't do for yours. And in the same token, if you want these ladies to help you with yours, are very inexpensive. That's why I use them. So you can I can put you in direct touch with them and let these ladies do your work for you as well. It's really hard to spend more than $100 fancying up a video. Usually it's a whole lot less, unless you just have a lot of stuff that has to be done. But usually for $100 or less, you can have a really great YouTube video suitable for any social media or website presentation. Let's think of our business now, our marketing effort in finding customers, as we want to be like a magnet. We want to bring customers to us. We want to bring them to us. Otherwise, we have to go out and get them and drag them in one at a time, over here, over there, over the dale. that doesn't work for one owner businesses like most of us. What we want to do is have a marketing campaign that is bringing them to us. So what is the best way to find customers? Again, help them find you. Our methods, our strategy, primary tonight is knowing that we need to have targeted customer groups, certain groups of customers that we will target with our labeled profit centers, because we have named them, we have used DBAs that will suit them best. So just like this big circle is here, each customer group we will consider they are a target for us. And we're going to try to analyze the customer groups and come up with a method and a media and maybe something special as a guerrilla marketing tactic that we can reach these individual groups. We can't be all things to all people. We must be everything to some people. And those groups of some people are our targeted customer groups. I'm going to encourage each of you to have your own target customer groups, have them listed down. Now, finding customers can be done a lot of different ways. But we're going to boil this down to the most simple things that I want you to leave tonight knowing that is critical for you to do. What is the most effective and effective way to help customers find you? And what is the least costly way to help customers find you? The number one, the answer is that mobile web page. That mobile web page that people see on their telephone when they type in a search term that brings them to your website. We have to develop our mobile web page to make sure it is very effective. So one of my challenges to you is for you to take a screenshot of your mobile web page that comes up on the telephone and see what you think of it. Send me a copy of it. You can take a screenshot of it, send me a copy. I'd like to see what your mobile web page looks like. Or you could just say, Steve, log into, here's my link, log into it on your telephone, and I'll see it that way just like you do. I would really like for your mobile page to be simple, but bold and energetic. I'd like for the thrust of your mobile web page would be for someone to call you right now. Now that's what I want, because I'm here, I'm ready to take telephone calls. So I want them to call me, because I know that if we exchange voice communication, with my experience in sales, it's really hard for that customer to hang up and not to know that I'm serious about wanting their business, because I'm getting all the information I need. And if they'll call me, then they're going to get a quote while we're talking or immediately back by email. So that's why I've got that blue button. If they touch that blue button, my phone's going to ring. Now, it's important that you've got a really good message on your phone that lets people, if you're not able to answer and it goes to voicemail, make darn sure that your voicemail box isn't full, because that really irritates customers. You've encouraged them to call you and then you don't take their message. That sucks. So there's a lot of people out here in the world that have that think in their mind that it's okay for somebody to call me to leave a message. I'll see their number and I'll call them back when I get ready. Well, let me tell you, that is a take it or leave it attitude, and you're ready to leave that customer hanging. Get over that and keep your message box clear so that you can see messages when they come in, because you need to check those messages every hour or so if you can, and be back in touch with the customer. We all have to sleep sometimes at night, and sometimes on weekends we're in church or at other places and we can't answer the call. And sometimes customers just want to send you an email or just ask for a quote with a text. That's just fine. That's why I've got the red button there. So think about how you're designing your mobile page. When those two items are over, then I'd like for you to highlight your profit centers in photographs, just like I've done on my mobile page. You call me after this, you can start scrolling down and see dozens and dozens of profit centers, and on those you can click and get more information. This is my mobile page for the books that I've written at Amazon, and I have some other mobile pages too. But what now is the second most effective way to get customers to find you, and it's the second least costly way. The first way was your mobile page. The second least costly thing you can do is kind of the old-fashioned way. Yep. The second thing, the old-fashioned way, is raving fan customers and continuous promotions going to them. The combination of you sending out continuous promotions to your raving fan customers create the recipe for a great big banana pudding pie that is helping you find customers, because the raving fan customers, when they get the continuous promotion from you, that lights their fire. Not only may they start coming back in to buy something you told them about in your promotion, but more importantly, they share those ideas and promotions with other people. So part of sending those promotions out is to encourage them to share them with other people. Very inexpensive and very, very effective. Remember what we said this was about in week 2? This is keeping fresh bait in the water. You catch fish with fresh bait. You catch customers with continuous promotions. So my question to you, Laura and Amanda and Amy and Oliver, Tisha, Penny, have you sent out any continuous promotions? Have you sent out some email promotions since we started our series to your customer base, to your database? How about it, Caesar and Monique? Now, Caesar, I know that you sent out a lot of Facebook promotions, and that's good. But do you have a long list of email addresses that you could be sending out even more? Because that's a very inexpensive way to do business. So let's jump on that. If you don't have that database to help you get those promotions out, then you do it. When I send you these reminders that I'm doing, I'm using my database. I take my cursor, I copy and paste a long list of email addresses up to that email, and it's one click, and I'm able to reach out and touch hundreds of people by doing that. You can do that too. The third most effective way and most inexpensive way is the new fashion way. And the new fashion way is a 5-star way. And I hadn't talked about this a lot, but I am tonight. The 5-star way is to get in business with Google. Google is the king of entrepreneur marketing. And my business on Google is a free website that they will give to you to help promote your business. It is absolutely fantastic, and you see it lots of times when you're looking for a business online. When you see this map and this scene over on the right-hand side of your screen when you're searching, that is my business on Google account. And what it will help you do is today you've got nothing. You get this account, you've got so much, because customers can not only start learning about you, just like you have a website, but they can also leave reviews on how they liked your product. They can see you with a map. You can have all the types of photographs and information about your business that you want to put up there. It is just amazing. So Google my account. You go to the Google webpage, click up on the little box that has the 12 dots, and one of them is my business account. And you can set yours on up, and tomorrow start getting business and haven't spent a thing. You didn't have to do a website. If you've already got a website, you can link it to this. And what is this doing? This is helping customers find you. And that's what tonight's all about. The best way to help customers find you. And thousands of people can find you if you've got a good trade name, if you've got a good DBA for these accounts, because people will flock to you and let Google do the hard work. The fourth most effective way to jumpstart your business, we've already talked about, but I got to talk about it again, is you having a YouTube channel can be just as effective for you at this point in time in your business life as having a real fancy website. So stop thinking about it and get on with creating your own YouTube channel. The fifth most effective way for helping customers find you tonight is for you to get back and start offering more marketable profit centers. And we're going to name them and use private labels with DBAs to help people find one profit center 5 or 6 different ways. I'll show you how to do that tonight. It's a very effective way to jumpstart your sales. Number 6 is to identify these target groups and niche markets. So important. Now, I was talking with Caesar tonight before the lesson started, and thanks for the input you put me. Caesar's got a target group of customers who are investors. And if you find if you're in the contracting business and you have a group of investors that are buying houses, they need someone to renovate them and get them ready to flip and put back on the market. So with him, that would be one target group of customers. Another target group of customers that suits his needs are those people that want new decks, or those people that want paint jobs done, or those people that want to remodel their kitchen or their bathroom. Those are specific groups of customers that he can target with niche group marketing. Now, once we get this information, we need to feed our database with email addresses to the database as a whole for general all the time type advertising. But when we can start separating out certain niche market email addresses, that's very, very important. Example, my database for people that are members of the Academy that have attended previous years, that's all one long list of email addresses. However, if I want to get in touch with the people that are attending the webinars promoted by James Brunt, I've got a different set of email addresses for them. So even their names would go over in the big list too. So take some management, take some time, but once you get into the habit of doing it, once you set a priority of making it happen, it'll flow very easily and very nicely and bring you back some really good dividends. The letters are SEO. SEO, search engine optimization. And what that does, it ensures that a landing page can be productive. There are a zillion web pages out there, right? Remember last week we talked about how to bring these people right down to your page? What makes that happen? What makes it happen is how good you are and how good your webmaster is with SEO strategies. You can spend all the money you want to on a website. Pictures, movies, videos, bells and whistles. But my friend, if you don't have the SEO strategies to direct the person with that search term to find your landing page, you're not going to make any money. Some of the least expensive websites that I've seen are the most profitable. And I want it to look nice. I want my website to look nice and spend a lot of time to do that. But I do also spend more time in trying to figure out how to make it more profitable and easier to navigate. Now, one of your handouts is SEO. If you've never read one of my handouts before, this is the one, along with the 40 drill skills, that I want you to read and read again so that you understand. Because if you can understand it as you're putting together your messages for the internet, you will be a lot better at using SEO strategies. Very, very important. Let's talk about what search engine optimization is. It's a set of skills and an art form, actually, that helps you apply content, words, into your web pages so that the search engines will find it quicker than all the other websites in the world, in the whole world. The Googles and the web crawlers and the Safaris and all the other internet search engines are always searching for certain words to help their customers find them on web pages. And the better we are at search engine optimization, the better, by golly, your pages come up. Remember last week I showed you that 12 of my Carver equipment, Steve Carver type pages were number one on Google as far as coming up. We've done that through SEO, and I'll show you how to do it tonight. The better your factors are, applications are, the higher the rankings your pages will be as they're seen by your customers. So how do we help customers find us? We do better and better and better every day with SEO. Now there's a lot going on. There's really 9 factors that I want you to understand when it comes to SEO that will make a difference, a significant difference in how fast your website pages are found and the rankings they are when it comes up after you click a search terms. Number one, I think that the way you name your web page is critical. So if I have a customer that is shopping for shrimp, then I want my web page to be named shrimp. But if I've got a customer that is shopping for barbecued shrimp, then I'm going to have a page named barbecued shrimp. The more pages that you can have at your website that are named what customers are actually typing into their search terms, the better your chances are it will come up faster than everybody else. There used to be a time when 30 years ago when the internet marketing kind of got started, if you could just get a customer to land on your home page, hey man, this is a great success. They're visiting my home page, and then they get to surf. They get to navigate all around my website and see this and that and appreciate all the good things I'm doing for the world. Well, that time is past. With so many really great factors, and Amazon is the biggest gem on the block now, people don't want to surf anymore. People want to type in what they're looking for and end up on a page where they can buy it. They don't want to have to keep searching and searching and searching and searching to find what they're looking for. So if you've got certain things and you know how people are probably going to search for it, then you name that page to do it for you. Now, is your website mobile friendly? Some websites are really great to look at on a computer and just awful to look at on a telephone. So these are webmaster skills. There's very little that you can do this unless you're a webmaster. That is someone that knows the ins and outs about building websites. But we have to have mobile friendly pages to be found. The inclusion of videos is factor number 3. If your web page has a video on it, it gets in front of all the pages that do not. If you have a video on your web page, it gets in front of all the web pages that don't. That's a big factor. That's why I'm pushing it so hard. Excuse me. Now, the keyword search terms are a keyword is what you type in when you're searching on Google. The words you used to look, and we're going to call those search terms or keywords. The more keywords you have on a web page that someone is looking for, the more likely it's going to come up better in the search, get a higher ranking. So sometimes you'll see on a web page the words repeated time and time and time again, when all they really needed to say if you just wanted to read the page was one time. But you'll see sometimes there's lots and lots of repetition. Why? Because the more times those words are on a page, the better your chances are to be seen. And you can use this to your advantage, and I'll show you how. On your website, you want links so that when people come to your website and they get there, you want to add as many links as it takes to keep them shopping around on your website. Adding links to have people shop around your website is the exact thing as saying, and by the way, you can go here and see this item. And by the way, you can link here and see that item. The worst thing I say that you can do is to put competitors or manufacturers, people, other links to other websites to encourage people to leave your website and go somewhere else. You may be thinking that you're providing free information. What you're doing is providing a free way out of your pocketbook. Do not encourage people to go to other links. You can put up, there's ways to get around that, and I'll be glad to discuss them with you if you have to do it. But the best way to do it is whatever information they might want to go for and shop for, hey, that's another, and by the way, I've got this right here. So do that. Now, a factor about how fast does your page load? How fast does it come up on the screen when someone comes to that page? Well, that's a webmaster issue. That's a technical, professional issue. Some types of pages, some types of photographs, some types of images, some types of text load really slow compared to some other types. And a slow loading page is a page that you're not going to make any money at, because more and more people, once the page acts like it's slow about loading, they get afraid of it. They think it's got a virus or something is wrong, and they'll click away from it and run from it. So you need to look at your pages you've got up and see how fast they load. Now, we're very fortunate here in North Carolina, and a lot of us have high-speed internet that, man, it works like a click. You hit something on your cursor, it's right there on your screen. But a lot of this world, a lot of this United States, some parts of North Carolina do not have high-speed internet. And everything loads slow. They're looking at it through a phone line or looking at it in a real slow type transmission. So it may look good at your place, but you may want to have your webmaster check and see if you have any pages that are loading real slow. He's got software that'll tell him instantly, and then he can go see if he can fix it for you. So those are 6 factors that have a lot to do with whether the customer will find you or not, based on how you've got your SEO skills underway. Now, factor number 7 is pay per click. That is, you actually are saying to the search engines, I want people to come to me, and if they type in a certain word, you send them right straight to me. And you bid on that. You'll pay a certain amount of money for each click. It might be a nickel, it might be $10, it might be $50 a click. So you have to be really careful with this, but it is a powerful tool. This tool can be that big as I'm talking about. However, you can use Facebook Boost, very inexpensive, but very effective too. So pay per click, especially for new companies, or when you're introducing new products, is a good way to get your word out there. Okay? Now, Facebook, eBay are the most powerful draws for the SEO companies. So I'm going to say this to you. When you have ads at eBay and ads at Facebook, you want to make sure they are linked or sending customers back to your home pages or to your telephone. Because no matter how good we try to be as a small company in these factors, Facebook and eBay are so big, the search engines will search there first. So if you've got little ads at those places, that'll help customers find you as well. All right, now here's an example of a search. This was for Carver equipment. See right there, I searched for, the search term was Carver, went to Google and typed it in. And look here, now there's one Carver equipment is right there, came up number 1. How about that? So that shows that my webmaster was doing a good job for me related to Carver equipment. You can do that as well. Now, social media is another factor to help you enhance your your SEO, just like I was talking about a minute ago. The more times that you can put an ad on Facebook, on your personal page or your business page, and you use the product that you're selling, you name it, you put a picture of it, you got a video of it, you keep doing that time after time after time, then the search engines are more likely to find you and send a customer to your landing page when it's time. Social media platforms attract shoppers, and they're very important. I encourage you to be really good at one, and one I encourage you to start at is Facebook, and then go from there. There's not enough hours in the day for anyone to be great at all these platforms, but I'd really like for you to really own Facebook and then take off from there, because that will send more customers to you quicker that are going to spend some money. The ninth factor, number 9, for your SEO terms, is hire a professional webmaster to help you. If you're not one, then don't waste your time thinking you are. So many people that are like with us tonight, all you find folks will say, well, when I get around to it, I'm going to do this myself. Or I've got a niece or a nephew that's really good at computers, and they said they could build my own website. Well, they probably can. And if you're looking for free, generally you're looking for something that's not worth anything. A website that is put out there to make money needs to be created to do that. So find someone that knows what they're doing if you're serious about moving your business forward, and let's make it happen in a good way. The months and years that you wait to do something serious and good on the internet are months and years that your business is not going to move forward, and you're going to be disappointed. I want only one thing from you, and that is to hold your webmasters accountable. You tell them what you want and what you expect, and if they tell you they can do it, then you check their production. Otherwise, we're going to stay on them until it comes through, because this is like winning a race. You are in a race to win, to stay in it, and to make money every month with your website, and that's what I expect you to do. So choosing the right keywords is important for your customers to find what they're looking for, but it is mostly important for you to include the right keywords on your pages. So what am I talking about keywords? If the word I'm looking for is boat, another keyword might be motorboat, or powerboat, or skiff, or ship, or on and on and on and on. And you can sit and think and all you want to, and we'll probably miss the best keywords related to what you're doing. But I've got good news for you. You can type in these search terms just like I've got right here. Just type in keyword search terms at Google, and you'll see lots of websites that will give you all the keywords free. All the free words are just really free for you. It's just a matter of you using the internet to help you do it. So I went and I typed in shoes. I typed in shoes was the keyword. And look at all the ideas and different types of shoes that you could use to do things. And these sites will tell you how many, the average number of searches there are per day for certain keywords. For example, Brooks Shoes over here on this particular day had a volume of 280,000 people had typed that keyword in. They didn't just type in shoes, they typed in Brooks Shoes. They didn't just type in running shoes, they typed in running shoes, and Nike shoes, and On Cloud shoes, and women's shoes, and all the different things that you can dream of thinking for. So here's what we learn. If our web pages are named shoes, we're going to miss all these people for the actual kind of shoes that we are selling. So if we're selling working shoes, that's what we need to name our web page. Yeah, that needs to be our DBA for that web page, working shoes. And on and on and on for every type of profit center that you might have. When you do this, you'll get really good and really happy really quick, I can tell you that. Now, there's lots of ways to load keywords, and I hope you got a screen that you can see this. This is one of my web pages from way back. And down at the very bottom of the web page, you see all these just words down here. These are keywords that people might find at my website. So on every web page I have, over 1,700 of them, I've got groups of keywords just typed in groups. Doesn't make any sense to anybody else. It doesn't interest them, but it doesn't disinterest them. But let me tell you who does see that and who does think it's cool, and that is the search engines. Because they'll look at every word you've got, no matter how it's written in there. And it will count towards helping customers find you. If you're thinking about a certain area where you want the most of your business to come from, then as I did right here, I just listed town after town after town after town on this particular page. So that if someone is in Fayetteville, or someone's in Sanford, or in Nashville, or Tarboro, or Fort Bragg, if they're in that area and they're searching, the search engines will take into consideration that they are searching in the Fayetteville area, and that will give a preference to my page because it's got the word Fayetteville written on it. How cool is that? What can you do with that? What can you do with that? So if Oliver is after getting business in the Roxborough area, for example, then he would use Roxborough on all his pages. He would use the county. He would use all the counties or the small communities around that. Because if someone is riding around in that particular area and they're searching for something, because his page has got Roxborough or other things on it, it is more likely to come up in front of other people. Caesar and Ed and Marcos doing business from Beulahville down to Jacksonville, over to Goldsboro, and all those areas of around maybe 60 or 70 miles in that general area. Then on my web pages, I'd list out every town I could think of and put it down at the bottom of my web page, and I know it would help people find me. That's just the way it works. It's called content, jamming the content. Here's another example of it on another web page where I've listed down lots of different towns and such as that. Here's another example where I've listed down different types of products that I sell just in a group, put it down at the bottom of the web page. For the only person I want to read that are the search engines. And you can take up as much space as you want to at the bottom of a web page, because your customers are going to scroll down to it and quit scrolling. So it's not like you're wasting money or space. You're simply helping people find your website. Okay, the landing page is the page where people will land to do business. You can have picture pages and history pages and all kinds of very important stuff, but there's no page at your website more important than a landing page, and that's where you bring them to spend money. And your whole message here needs to be order now, save money, get a price, get a deal, show them the different ways they can buy to save money. See this list of options to pay for it? I've given the customer here 6 different ways that they can pay for the equipment. I'm going to make the same amount of profit either way. It's just that I take in and out the cost of doing business to take money in these different ways. And what that says to the customer is, hey, I can have something to do with what my price is. And also, I've given them shipping options at another place so can raise or lower it. And show them what the retail price is. And then encourage them to order now just by clicking on that button. Now, when that customer clicks on that button at the web page, they go to an email straight to me and tell me how they want it spec'd out and gives me their address, and I can respond with a definite quote. How do your landing pages look? Do you have them designed to get that customer to buy right now? Do you have your landing pages named with the DBAs and the terms that customers would most likely search for? That's the question. Have you named your web pages to create someone buying right now? Have you named your web pages in such a way that they can come and buy instead of shop around and have to search and search and search? Now, you would have pages like this is selling some equipment, and I've got 6 or 7 other pages related to these sickle bar mowers that are here. Specifications, photos, tips, parts, shipping, assembly. But if you want to buy it, this page is named Sickle Bar Mower Prices. And on the search terms, this is the page that I send the folks to. On pay per click, I send them to this page first. As once they're here and they decide they like the price, they can hang around and shop all they want to. But I want them to be at the place where they're most likely to press one button and send me an order. That's critical evaluation of your website, and I want you to do that because it's the difference whether you make it or not. Now, here's some landing page examples I just wanted to show you. Notice over here that I've listed drum mower and sickle bar mower. I've written those words out time and time again. I've written down a baler here and twine baler and model number time and time again. I could have just written it one time and then just changed the specifications, and it would have been a lot easier to read, but I didn't. So do you know why? Because I wanted that repetition on my web page. I wanted that repetition on my web page, the repetition of what I figure are the search terms that people are going to be typing in when they're looking for this product. I'm betting that people that are typing, looking at this product, are going to type in drum mower or twine baler or sickle bar mower. And the more times I have that specific content, that specific text on the page, the more likely it is that customer's search engine will send them right straight to old Steve's page and not all around the world. Engaging for my productivity and sales and what other people tell me, by golly, it's working. And I'm happy to share it with you. Finding customers is number 10. Number 10 in finding customers is all about location. We've heard people in real estate business say it's location, it's location, it's location. Well, helping finding customers, help them find you, location comes into a big play in every marketing effort. The location of your store, your sign placements, how you do your merchandising, your print ads, your web page design, if it's you, a salesman, where you stand in the room or where you sit at the table, are you being seen where you need to be seen? We have to, as entrepreneurs, and when we're marketing, we have to be where we can be easily found by the customer. Now, earlier we talked about we have to have our web pages set up so we can be easily found. But out here in the world, out here in the geography, we have to have that same thoughts. So give that some consideration as you're weighing this with how it fits into your business thinking. Think about how does location affect you in so many different ways. Make some notes on that and give it some thought as you move forward. It's very, very important for you. Now, last week, I shared with you the 5-star plan. Hopefully, it sunk in a little bit because we can move forward now. This is kind of the last week 4, that we talk about the marketing, the go get them, the such as that, the real energetic stuff. Because next week we're going to be going into cash flow, and the week after that bookkeeping, the week after that accounting, forecasting. We're going to get into the mind games of internal management stuff. Our marketing stuff, promotion's kind of in tonight, so that's why I'm hitting it extra hard, because from here forward it's that momentum that you have that's going to carry us forward. Of course, I'll be working with you every week. You let me know where you are and how I can help you. I'll be glad to do it. So what can you do after this week? Take what we're talking about tonight, identify your profit centers, identify the dates that you're going to start selling. Let's get that planner in place, get your pricing in place. And here's a bonus for you. Next Tuesday afternoon from 2 to 4, I'll be giving a webinar, 2-hour webinar, focusing on pricing. How to price your products and your services. We go into really dive deep into it. So if you're available next Tuesday afternoon, you want a bonus webinar, no extra fee, you'd be glad to join us in. But look for all of our opportunities for upsells. So if I'm talking to you individually, Vanessa and Lorette, I might say to you, and Penny, we've already had this discussion. What do you have lined up to create upsells that you can kind of take for granted? You know that if I've got this product and I make this sale, I can say to the customer, hey, and by the way, we've also got this, this, and this. Kind of like Chuck did last week when he was talking about his woodworking stuff. And he said, and by the way, I've also got wind chimes. You got to have that stuff up and ready. Then as you're creating your videos with all the look and hook features, then as you're creating those videos, you can mention, and by the way, and start making that work for you on your media and on your websites. Now we got everything ready. Let's jump in. Let's get that plan rolling and start posting and running and boosting, bailing out ads, and make things happen. All right, that's our strategy. Now, what are we going to use to do it? Our websites, our Facebook, email blast, eBay and Craigslist maybe, and our YouTube channel. That's a 5-star plan, easy to put into play. Every one of you can do it when you're ready to get your toes wet. Now, remember we talked about finding the customer. Now we're going to get into the mechanics of it. The sheer nuts and bolts mechanics, just like you're building a house. For every customer group, we're going to determine what media will work best for them. We're going to determine what methods we need to implement it. And then we're going to consider, are there any guerrilla marketing strategies that we can use so that we can be more effective with that particular customer group. So we've been talking about this before. Have y'all looked at your profit centers and determined who those customers are that are going to be most likely to buy from you? Because that's where we need to send our advertising, right to them. And what is the biggest mistake that you will make, Vanessa and Oliver and Amy? What's the biggest mistake, Tamika, that you will make as trying to get a new business started? Well, I'll tell you what it is, because it's happened to me before and it makes a major difference. Is I didn't give this enough serious thought, and I let some real important potential target marketing groups fall through the crack. I ignored them. I said, that's just another group. I doubt they'll bring me many sales. I'm sure they'll bring me a few. But not enough for me to waste my time with it. That is a huge error, and that's why it's so important that when you are figuring out who your target groups are, that you don't let any of them fall through the crack. We build our business one customer at a time. Just like a brick mason in the picture here builds a big, huge building, no matter how big it is, with millions of bricks in it. They lay those bricks one brick at a time. One at a time. And if you're around a brick mason or a team of them working, you'll see that they get that brick in place, they get the mortar just right, they set it, but before they leave that brick, you'll see them pick up their spatula there, or trowel they call it, and they'll tap that brick on top. You hear that? If you're around a bunch of them, there's always a medley player. Mason over there doing. Because before they leave that brick, they tap it. You know what they're doing when they tap that brick? They're setting the mortar, making the mortar stick to the brick, to each other, setting it in place, making sure that brick is just right. Because if they don't, the wall will fall down. One or two bricks that aren't set get loose, they start squirming, jump out, pop out with the pressure, it's all over. But masons for hundreds, thousands of years have been doing the same thing about setting the mortar. What's that got to do with us? We need to set the mortar with each customer we have again. Turn that customer into a raving fan customer by spending enough time with them to set the mortar by planting those raving fan customer brain seeds. That's just not words, my friends. That is real tools to work with, and just as important to your business as the mason is to building a brick house. Now let's look at this horse race, because what one little bit can make a world of difference. One little bit can make a world of difference. The horse back here on the back is, what, 5 or 6 inches ahead of the other, but that's a photo finish, and that horse wins the race just by a little bit. He wins $3 million. The one on this side, who was right there with him, wins a bale of hay. Let me tell you, that's the way it is. You either get it or you don't. And in entrepreneurship and in closing deals, second best doesn't count. We have to strive to close those deals, every deal we can. And the little things make a world of difference. I've seen so many months, and you will too, and you've already experienced this if you've opened your business. If you'd have made 2 more sales this month, hey, I'd have made some profit. But I didn't, therefore I lost a little money. And this year, if I'd have made just 10 more sales, I'd have had a profitable year, but I didn't, so I'm still losing money. And we got the mindset, some people have driven into us, that with entrepreneurship, your first 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 years, you're going to lose money because you're just getting started. Well, I don't want you to accept that. That's not where I want you to go. I don't want you to lose money because you wasted it, or I don't want you to lose money because you didn't invest it the right way. And that's why this is an important piece of conversation, because every customer counts. Every customer counts. So if you'd have taken in 2 or 3 little business, 2 or 3 little more deals this week, you'd have been profitable. So where do we find those 2 or 3 more deals that we lost? You find them when you define your target groups, and you focus on your customers by what group they're in and how you're going to get to them, to basically say, I know that if I send my marketing money this way, I'm going to get some sales back from these groups of people. I can tell you for sure that if you spread your marketing money all over the world, all over the state, and just hope that people grab it, you're probably going to lose a lot of money marketing. As I told you last week, how do I know this? Because I lost spent over $6 million and know that 75% of it was wasted until I started doing the strategy here we're talking about now. In your area, define certain groups of people that you know will match up to the profit centers that you have chosen. And if you've chosen profit centers and you can't match it up to a particular target group of customers, then I've got to send you back to the drawing board as your coach and say, well, this baby needs to get back in the oven. This business plan will probably not work because you're not going to have enough demand. So we'll name our different groups different names. Your names will be different than others, and mine are too. I just got some names up here that I know that are going to be important. I'm thinking about if you're down close to the coast, or you live on the highway of where people are always headed to vacation back and forth, maybe one of your target groups would be vacationers. What do vacationers buy? Souvenirs, knickknacks, different types of snacks and foods. If you're down in Jacksonville, we're going to think about marine families. What are they most interested in and most likely to buy? There's a group of dream customers that you hadn't thought about that I'll talk about a little later. And then there's folks that shop on the cell phones. They're all over the place, right? How are we going to make sure that our presentation looks good to them? And maybe you're really interested in doing a lot of business out of state. Well, how are you going to shape your marketing plan to address those target groups of customers? So let's talk about which groups first. Certain groups of customers on the telephone are shopping for certain types of businesses. And then there are those that do not use computers or cell phones or shopping tools. Well, did you remember that? How about little babies? Are they shopping on the internet? Nah. How about older folks? Folks that are retired or in the rest home, just aren't interested in computers. Just say, I don't need to get into that now at my age. They're not shopping on their telephone or on the internet, are they? No. But I'll tell you this: there is someone shopping for them. There's someone shopping for them, and indeed, we always have to keep that in mind. Right now, I'm going through a realistic point that I am learning that more and more wives are calling me about farm equipment because the husbands don't want to get on the internet or the phone and shop on the internet, but the wives are doing it for them, and I'm getting business because of that, because my site is friendly to women. It is friendly to first-time shoppers. And the more I learn about it, the more you can do that. So you have to give it that type of thought. Now, there's folks that's new to the community. They're not loyal to anyone. And that is a great group of people for you to target, because you know what? They're not loyal to someone else already. So how would you get in touch with them? Well, Google would be a good way. Think about the ways that you can use Google to do that. And then there's relocation magazines all over North Carolina that are going to be very, very important, which I'll show you a little bit later on. Folks that are just coming into your community, you figure out a way to get to them first, you'll do well. Here's the cover off of a current relocation magazine. What is a relocation? That is a magazine that you'll see floating around lots of real estate companies, lots of hospitals, medical offices, children's centers. The relocation magazines, I looked it up on the internet yesterday, pretty much every trade center in North Carolina, every area that's got a pretty large business center has got a relocation magazine. So go out and find the magazines that are closest to you, and maybe your business would be a great one that may be a place that you want to advertise, so that you have first shot at folks moving into the community that aren't loyal to someone else. Which customers now? Let's think about it. Visitors, vacationers, weekenders would be one group. Folks outside North Carolina would be another group. And then there's folks that just aren't searching for a new vendor. Each one of these, we want to come up with a method and a media and a guerrilla marketing factor that might help us get those customers in. Each customer group you have, each one of those targets with the 3 arrows in them we're going to talk about is what I want you to do. This is work that you will need to do. And you name your target groups, and then beside it, you name the profit centers that you want them to buy from you. And then you think about the media, the method, and if the guerrilla marketing tools you can use to help them get there, then you've got a plan that's going to produce results. A good plan will work better than a weak plan, but at least get started on it because it will work. I do this with every profit center I add and have for a lot of years. Once you get in the swing of it, it will become second nature to you. So the medias that we have to use are the World Wide Web and your website. It's the cell phone. That's an important media, no doubt. Print ads, print media, very important. Social media, very important. So in each one of these target groups that you had, you'll pick out one of these and say, okay, I don't see how I can use this media to best reach him. Signage is a media been around a long time, and it's still very, very important. How to use signs to promote your business. promotional signs, long-term marketing messages for that 27 times rule, promotional and directional signs to get people to a certain place, picking out the right intersections or eateries or recreational areas or places people would park and stop to promote your business. This is just a treasure trove of ideas that you can put into play to make it work for you. Signage is so good, and I'll mention some things that we overlook sometimes. I mentioned guerrilla marketing methods. Here's some examples. Let's say in your area there's some stores that's closed, or out on the highway there's some old signs that are privately owned that are just going bad. Lots of times the owners of these signs will just let you have them until they find someone else to rent them, or if they're in dilapidated, needing covering and such, that give you a bare bones price to take it over. And then I've had some customers that if a sign's been there a long time, they couldn't figure out who owned it. They just kind of called it their own and did it themselves, taking a risk there. But let me tell you, if it's the right sign at the right place, it might be good. So what can you do with some signs already? The guerrilla would say, what is that on the side of that mailbox? Well, what that is on the side of the mailbox is a piece of paper folded into a third and taped at the end. And when you do that, it will slip right over the flag on the mailbox. And that is the most inexpensive, effective way to blanket a neighborhood or an area with your promotions, with a flyer. So you'd put your message there, put it over that flag. That is not against the law. Putting that same thing inside the mailbox is against the law because it's federal property. But lots and lots and lots of entrepreneurs are using this flag type advertising. Very, very effective. You print up 1,000 of them and hit the road with your children. Do it one neighborhood at a time. See how it works. See how the messaging works. It's really, really effective. Of course, depending on the type of business that you're in. But neighborhood advertising can be done with this type of signage or flyers. Very, very inexpensive. Sharing, doing a co-op board over in Pink Hill, North Carolina, where some of y'all are from. I took this picture a few years ago of 4 different businesses shared a billboard, 25% cost each. So very effective advertising at a very low cost if you do it with a co-op method like this. So give that some thought, maybe something you can think about doing. Another thing is that with your different DBAs, like you're doing 4 or 5 or 3 or 2 different specific things in your business, you could take one sign like this and give a portion of it to each one of your DBAs to help kick them off. I don't care who you are, that's a good idea and a good way to jumpstart your business. Now, that was the medias. Now let's talk about the different methods you might use. The different methods you might use are, of course, getting your profit. First of all, I don't talk about 12 of them here, but I think I got 20 of them listed in your handout. So list your profit centers with the customer groups that are most likely to buy it. Just like we've been talking about, that is a method. Create that raving fan customer list and get them into your database. That's a method. Using that database to send out your information. Really get good at your introductions, because how many chances do you get to make a first impression? Only one. So you want to have your introductions down pat that you do in person, and you want your introductions that you're doing with these videos to be items that really bring customers to you. Like last week when I was showing you all the things that the previous classmates had done with their videos, making that first good impression is so very important. Your website. Your website is, of course, a critical method to utilize to help people find you. Your social media ads, same thing. And because you're new and most folks are looking at you on the internet, they are anxious and afraid of doing business with somebody brand new. There's so many people out here in the world that are scammers and take advantage or just plain crooks. People have a right and should be afraid. But to get rid of those anxieties, the 2 things that help get rid of anxieties faster than anyone else are more and more videos with your face on it, and more testimonials that they can read where other people have been proven happy. Testimonials are improved. Now, in the samples that I sent to you this past week, one of those is a sample of how to get testimonials, how to ask for them, how to get them, and how to post them. So go ahead and start doing that, because that's going to be a big deal. Now, I'll make a personal pledge to you. Once you get through this series and you're up and running, I'll be glad to give you a testimonial about how you studied, and I'm confident that you will treat people right because of you're a member of the Academy, and you attest our mission, vision statements. That's a good thing. Let people know that you are making friends out here in the world who do recommend you. Your customers will do that too. Search engine optimization, huge. I cannot say too much about that. Continuous potential customer visits. Cold calls and knocking on doors is still a very effective method, especially when you're calling on people that are new to the area, especially when you're calling on people that are very important to you. The more referrals you can get is a super method. Branding and private labels using your DBAs is a very effective method to help people find you. Getting involved with Google, with that Google business account, so you can have locator maps not only there but on your website and on your Facebook pages, showing people where you are and a map to get to you. Very effective way of helping people find you. At one of my web pages, notice that I've got the Google map up here that shows them exactly where they are. And then type on that map and see how to get there. Now here I don't have my home office address on this map. What I have there is the warehouse where people actually go and pick up equipment. So you've got some flexibility as far as the address that you give. Guerrilla marketing tactics, let's talk about 20 of those. One, DBAs is a big thing, how you name those businesses. Facebook and eBay ads can really work for you to help bring people to you. Giving them security with the testimonials, photos, and hospitality and messaging, and the way that you approach your customers can be a very effective guerrilla marketing way. What is guerrilla marketing? Guerrilla marketing is when you take a strategy or a method and you twist it around and put the right words in it and package it in such a way that kind of surprises people, kind of sneaks up on them, kind of sends that hidden subtle message that you're doing something someone else isn't doing. And of course videos help you do that, and emails help you do that, is to come up with some surprises, come up with something different. If you'll notice in the emails that I send to y'all, I try to mix up some stuff so it's just not the same old, same old. Give that some thought, and in your handout there's even more of these things listed. DBAs, I'm going to give you the biggest example I know of in the world, and that's the word catalog. Because catalog is one company, but when you go down to the breakfast food aisle in any grocery store, you'll see catalog written on so many boxes. I think they've got over 70 DBAs on the shelf at most every grocery store you go to. One company, lots of DBAs. Why? So that they can use those basic same products to be attractive to different customer groups. They got cereals for kids. They got cereals for athletes. They got cereals that need protein. They got cereals that need fiber. They got cereals for people that want sugar. So on and on and on and on. Catalog looks at their customers, picks out their customer groups, uses the DBA on their product to make it attractive to the customer. That's what I want you to do as well. That's what I'm doing, and it helps me to get there. Facebook and eBay are loaded with links to data and to drive in and find them. If you've got your ads and your name and your website and your email address and phone number all over Facebook and eBay, then you're going to get customers are going to find you when to do that. I use that very effectively. Here's one of my Facebook ads where basically you can put a Facebook ad up and as long as you don't erase it, it will stay there a long, long time. I think this one's been up for 5, 6, 7 years. What I've got there is the product name, how to get in touch with us, and the information. Just leave it up there and things are fine. You don't have to boost it to be found by the search engines. Just time and time again, put your ads up. Next week, I'm going to do a series of these, and I'll send them to you if I've got your Facebook information. I really want every one of you to have a Facebook connection so we can stay in touch and watch what you're doing and help each other along. eBay's the same thing. The more ads you have on eBay, the better off you're going to be with people finding you. Remember, you can buy some very inexpensive ads at eBay, like for $4.50 for 90 days. It's a good investment. Even if you price your stuff where you won't sell it, you just get the retail price. But the main thing is put the words and the verbs there that encourage people to give you a phone call, and use eBay to use them to help people send your stuff. Here's one of my eBay ads where I list down just lots and lots of stuff and tell them now, these prices have been adjusted to include eBay fees and additional handling costs. What is the message between the lines? Call me up. We don't go through eBay, and you can buy it for a whole lot less money. How about that? eBay don't particularly like that type of words, but it's within their rules, and therefore we get some good benefits from it. Testimonials, again and again. At my website, I make it real easy for people to find my testimonials. This is a slide that is changing all the time. And one of the slides points a finger right at retail testimonials to help customers go there. And we get a lot of traffic on our testimonial pages. So rehearsing now, reviewing. Develop a plan for each one of your customer groups. Draw a circle. Start naming your customer groups. Find a media and a method and a guerrilla tactic that'll work for every one of them. I'll give you good examples in your handouts. Real important. You're in a rural area, but you're close to a major highway. That's where you want your signs. Pick out the place that you put your signs or your handouts at restaurants or you ways that you're doing it, remembering that people that are traveling are also people that are shopping. So give that some thought as you are looking at your geographical area. Where would be the best place for you to locate to attract people that are coming through your area? A good example like is if you're in Clinton, North Carolina, or in Garland, North Carolina, or Elizabethtown, North Carolina, Highway 701 is a major highway that runs people that are coming from the north or I-40 take to get to Myrtle Beach. So they go through these small towns, these smaller rural towns, and for beach traffic. So you might even be selling beach souvenirs in Garland and be 80 or 90 miles from the coast. Same way for Clinton. The people that are traveling that way are stopping at local restaurants and stores, or maybe roadside stands is a great place to be considering that. If you've got a lot of traffic going to a resort area or vacation center, think about how you can utilize that in your business. Now, if you are after all the business that you can get from all over America, we use those strategies like I was telling you about, and putting different towns and cities names on your web pages. We'll do some specific things for that. If this is the case that you're after, then talk to me about it, and I'll be glad to share some ideas with you. It can become quite complicated sometimes, but once you do it one time, you got it done, and you don't have to worry about it. But generally, if you're after business outside of the state, then the World Wide Web is going to be your vehicle to get there, and then you use as many other tactics as you can to help you do it. Most of those we've already talked about. So here's the group of customers that maybe you hadn't considered, very important. And we're going to go just a little bit over tonight, so I hope you can stay with us. Hope you can stay a little bit after 8. And if I've gone too fast, I apologize, but we still got stuff to talk about. The decision makers are those people that are very happy with where they are now. They're not looking for you. They don't care whether you make it or not right now, but they're still good people, and they're people that you want their business. So I want you to give some thought to customer groups that you know would spend a lot of money with you if you could get the door open for you, if you could get into it. Those people are those that will deserve cold calls. Yeah, it's 2023, and some people say, in this real highfalutin world of the internet, who still makes cold calls? Entrepreneurs that are after those most important customers still go knock on the door and look people in the eye. What people usually are saying is, I don't want to make cold calls because there's a gatekeeper there. There's someone sitting there that's saying, no, nobody wants to talk to you, no solicitation. And they're there and they're nice people, and most of you will consider them your enemy. Before this conversation tonight, most entrepreneurs don't want to make cold calls because the gatekeepers they consider enemies. Well, you got to get past that. You got to get past that, because the people at that desk who have access to the decision maker, you have got to get past that. Say, how do you do it? You keep calling them once every month, once every 2 months. You write their names down. You remember things about them. You bring them some chewing gum or some candy or some flowers each time. In other words, over a period of time, this gatekeeper will become a raving fan customer. Yeah, you got to do the drama. But once you get to that person that reminds you, then when an opening opened up inside the plant, and the decision maker says, hey, Sally, you know we're going to lose our people that have been doing our painting. We're going to have to find a new contractor. And then Sally will say, well, Mr. Steve, you know, there's a man and a woman been calling on us, a husband-wife team that's in the painting business for about 6 months. Always real nice, and are saying if the opening comes up, we'd appreciate a chance. You want to give them a chance? And I'd say, absolutely, if you think they're good folks, because the gatekeepers make a lot of decisions. These accounts that you really want and need, you're not going to get until somebody dies or somebody moves or retires or goes away. And when that opening comes up, your name needs to be in the mix. Not just in the paper, but needs to be there in the mix. The more important this customer is to you for your future business, the more often you're going to need to find a way to start cold calling them there and start creating some raving fan customers. Even though you hadn't done a bit of business, you're doing it with goodwill and your personality. So keep those customers on your appointment calendar. Contact them, groom and massage them every way you can. Now, I added this knowing it was going to put me late tonight, but I think it's so important I had to do it. Because we have customers keep coming back to us for another reason, and that is how good we are at forecasting and marketing and planning ahead. Our business is going to stay open in February and March and April and every other month if we plan ahead, and if we don't, it's not. We're going to have some real slow times that's going to suck up the profits from the good times. So I had the occasion this past year to visit across the state and decided that if I've got a retail business, if Amy's got a retail store, and Penny, you got a nice website starting, and Tamika, you want to do this, and Monique, big time for you. Having items that people want and need, as we said earlier, are important, and we need a place to find them. So I've been looking for that place for a long time that offers us products that we can sell, that people want, mainly impulse items, but cash flow items that they might come in every day, or maybe some special things for the holiday season, like when you're riding out shopping and you want to decorate your house for the spring holidays or Easter and such as that. Or maybe it's just you want to do some lawn art with different types of things to stick in the grass and put some color out there. Items that y'all see these everywhere you go to the shopping areas. And then here comes Flag Day and July the 4th, and What can we do to create some more revenue during the hot seasons? Well, if we got these little things that draw people to us, type 1 profit centers, things that bring people in off the street, well, these are the items that bring them in, and then they pick up other items to buy. That's exactly what I'm giving you examples of here. And then here comes autumn and the fall and all the different things that might attract customers into your location. And of course, Christmas, the same thing, lots and lots of stuff. Well, I had to, people who know how to display and market these items, either in person as you're seeing here, or on the internet as you're seeing here, will do a great job with these, because there are impulse items that people don't need. They don't need them, but everybody wants them because they can spend a little bit of money and put on a good show with decor or colors or goodwill. So, well, these are the type of things that we need to have. And I'm going to tell you that I was so impressed with what I found out this week. I'm going to put a section at my website and start offering these same things. So this past fall, we went to Maggie Valley and got introduced to the apple country up there, and to all the people that are serving, that are selling so much along the Maggie Valley to tourists that are coming through. And pretty much you can see 50 to 100 shops between Waynesville and Maggie Valley of folks that are doing a good job with this. And the stores were full, and everybody was spending money and making money with these different types of displays that they had up. So I said, wow, I have got to be, with this much going on, this much business, I have got to find enough information to help my entrepreneurs down east, because you don't have to be in Maggie Valley to attract these customers. As a matter of fact, if you're in between Dunn and Benson, or in Clinton, or down at Jacksonville, either with a place, a storefront, or a shed out in your front yard beside this thing, if it's properly decorated, you don't have people drive in and start spending money with you with these impulse items. That's just all there is to it. Up there, they use these items not only as retail issues, but also they want people to come and buy the pumpkins and the apples and all the different fruit people have to sell. Just like down here, blueberries and strawberries and watermelons and all the things we've got to sell, these type items is what brings people in and keeps them coming to see. Lots and lots and lots, just a whole flood of them. And the whole region is full of them with these stands. Just different things to buy, ranging in price from $10, $15 up to $100. They got a different price tag for pretty much anything, and well demonstrated. So I focused on one item. I said, I have got to learn how this is working, because I had no clue what was happening. So I went and I saw this little pickup truck, and I noticed that they had left some tags on it. They had left some tags that told me where they had purchased them at. So surveying and reconnaissance is real important, because you can do the same thing. If you can find out where an item comes from and you're interested in buying it, maybe you can buy it as well. So this tag revealed to me that it's coming from Direct International. And what did old Steve-O do? I paid attention. I took a good picture of it. I wanted the item number, and I also took a picture of how much they're selling it for. So here at Maggie Valley, they're selling this product for $43.95. And they had 1,000 of them out there, not this particular one, just a big mix of items that sold from, again, $20 up to $100. Impulse items, really unique. So I got up with the manufacturer, got up with the selling, and found out that this particular item we were just looking at, we can order it from a catalog. We can order that same item from a catalog, and the cost is $21.60. And they're selling it for $45. So their pricing tool on this fast-moving item is doubling their money. Doubling their money. And they got scores of them out there. This company offers all kinds of products for different seasons. If you're interested in these type of products for your business, send me a special email. I'll either put you in touch with them. There's one drawback. there's a $1,500 minimum order. $1,500 minimum order, that's a large order. And I know that lots of you are not ready to spend that kind of money, and I'm not going to encourage you to. But if we have enough of us that are interested in getting into this, maybe we can group an order, get our first one in, spread it around, and see what we can do with it. Just food for thought. That's the kind of thinking I like to do. So wrapping this up now, okay? It's 8 o'clock, and I'll wrap it up in a hurry. I want you to have that mobile web page looked at, your Google My Business account. Look at your landing pages and your testimonials and your YouTube videos. Remember the magic marketing moment. Right now, you're ready to start selling, and that means you need to start following up and start feeding your database so you can have that. Have a target group of customers for every one of your marketable profit centers. Bring your bright ideas. Be proud of them. Make them work for you. Keep your spirits high and make them work for you too. What's this ship doing on out there? Well, my friends, let me tell you, you're at a point right now where we've talked about things to consider starting your business, how to do a plan, what does a marketing plan look like, and how to find customers. You have invested 8 hours and more just talking with me, and let me tell you, your ship is going by. And nowadays, the ships don't come up to your dock. The dock just don't come in anymore. It seems like they keep trying to go by. But if your ship's not coming in, what do? We swim out to it. So we've all been sitting here on the dock now looking at the ship coming, and it's here and it's ready to go. What do we got to do? We got to get wet. We got to get wet to get out there to our entrepreneurship, because it's on a journey and it will leave us if we don't do it. If you're ready to go ever how far it is to get your toes wet, I'm encouraging you right now to do it. And I want to thank so many of you that have been so generous with sharing things with us and with me that I use for teaching tools. I know you're going to do really well, and I'm looking forward to seeing this thing through. So how do you find customers? We help them find you. Light your candle and let it light the way for them to come to see you. Let me see those great big smiles. Let me see those introduction videos. Let your customers see them. And by golly, we'll get this ball rolling. Very good. I'll be giving this same show tomorrow night, and you're welcome to join us again. Tuesday afternoon, we'll be giving a 2-hour seminar on how to price your products. And we'll talk about them specifically, and that'll give you a lot of you some good inside information. There'll be some repetition, but there's a lot more involved next Tuesday about pricing than we can talk about in the regular series. So I wish you the very best, and I thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to turn the microphones back on and invite any comments that y'all would like to make. And also, if you'd like to turn your videos on, we'll be glad to talk to you as well. Any comments or questions?
Come on, y'all.
Hi there. Hi, Amy.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Is this Amanda? All right. Well, might have some drama back there. Vanessa, do you have your mic on?
I do.
There you are. It's been a pleasure exchanging with you this week. I hope we can make something happen.
Absolutely. I'm working on getting everything ready to go for you.
That's good. That's good. My one of my associates is ready to jump right in and have some fun helping you come up with a great promotion.
Well, I'm excited. Thank you very much. Yes,
indeed. So keep the good news coming. And, how you like that about if your ship doesn't come in, we have to swim out to it. All right. Any other comments? Any questions? Well, okay. Then good night. God bless you. Do your homework. Take care. Have a great weekend, and I look so forward to working with you and getting your emails and the information you're sending. Next week, I will be sending out the quiz. a quiz that you'll need to pass for your graduation ceremony. Everything that we've taught, every item in the quiz will have been covered in our chats online, and it'll be an open book thing. Any answers you don't know, I'll show you where to find them. So everybody makes 100. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Take care.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.